We have a new top 25, three conferences in action tonight, and we're going to talk to Logan Sharp. He's the head men's basketball coach, Johnson University. Cascade Hoops Talk starts right now. Hey, look at this. We are 4 weeks into, what is this, 9? No, there's 4 more. So we're halfway through the polls. That just amazes me. It just seems like the season just started. So we'll have another poll on January 15th because we have the Christmas holiday. So we're going to be, the polls are going to be set for just a little bit. We'll go through that here in a second. In fact, right now, I'm not going to spend a lot of time on this. Sorry we missed yesterday's show. But I'm sure you've seen this today. You know, Georgetown is number 1 in the country. College of Idaho, number 2. Freed-Hardeman, Arizona Christian, and LSU Alexandria. They round out the top 5. Northwestern we're going to talk about in a moment. Oh, boy, they're good. Kind of new to the poll this week was Ave Maria comes back. Pikeville's new to the poll. Kaiser's new to the poll, as is Rio Grande. They played tonight, and Graceland. So why don't we just kind of get right to it? That's our top 25. We'll have that in place for a little while, so you can take it home and study it on your own. Let's start tonight over in the GPAC, where number 7, Northwestern College. They defeated Morningside at the stable there at Morningside, 97-77, no small feat to go into there and beat them by that margin. Northwestern College is good. I'm starting to run out of things to call them. They're flat good. And look at this, Jesse Van Kalsbeek, 15 and 20, a grown up. That's a big boy double. This guy's a freshman. Jalen Langsy, he's on the top scorer list every night, freshman. And look at this. I wanted to show you. This is what they do. You know, they're big and strong, and they just kind of pound you to death. But look at this. 54% from the field, 47% from 3. And then they do that to you. They're big and strong. Jesse Van Kalsbeek is pulling in 20 rebounds, and they're shooting threes, and it's right now they're almost unstoppable. Now, teams sometimes will peak early. We'll have to see what happens, but right now, boy, they're good. They're going to host Doane on Saturday. They're 11-0 right now. Another team that's playing really well is Dort. They're 12-0. They beat Mount Marty tonight at Mount Marty. Lucas Lorenzen, 24 points, 5 rebounds. Bryce Kopic, 25 points, 5 rebounds. They go to 12-0. They're going to host Hastings on Saturday. And then just rounding out the GPAC here, Morningside fell at home, as we said. They go to 9-2. And they're going to host Mount Marty on Saturday. Taking a look real quick, Doane also was a winner. Concordia won again at home. And we already talked about Dordt and Northwestern. So Dordt and Northwestern are 5-0 in the conference. Morningside is 5-2. So this game on here's the games on Saturday. But the one that I've got circled is Mount Marty at Morningside. Morningside needs to win, especially there at home, to keep pace with Dordt and Northwestern. I've said it a lot, but this is the earliest I've seen. I've never seen this much separation this early in the GPAC. We'll have to see what happens in the conference. Hey, why don't we just take a minute before we finish the top 25, listen to Logan Sharp. He's the head men's basketball coach, the Johnson Royals. They play there in the Appalachian Athletic Conference, the AAC. The AAC is very competitive this season, and we wanted to talk to Coach Sharp about the Royals and about the Appalachian Conference. Let's take a listen to Logan Sharp. Cascade Hoops Talk. Hey, I got Logan Sharp on the line. He's the head men's basketball coach, Johnson Royals. They play there in the AAC. How you doing, Coach? Thanks for being on.
Doing well, doing well. Thanks for having me, and appreciate it.
I really wanted to talk to you about this topsy-turvy Appalachian Conference. I'm just going to jump right into this. You had those two losses, one on the road and then one at home to CIU. And Tuesday night, you desperately needed a win to keep pace in conference, and you were able to beat a very, very good Pikeville team. Talk about how your team responded against Pikeville.
Yeah, super proud of the guys and how we bounced back from those two losses. Both those games we were leading at halftime and just didn't play very well in the second half of either one of those games. It's a long conference race. We played 20 conference games, but with how it's going to be nip and tuck towards the top, definitely couldn't afford to drop another game. And having a top 25 Pikeville team coming in to our place, we really put a big emphasis on playing the right way and making sure we put our best foot forward to try to get that win, and we were able to pull it out. And it's kind of how the AAC is going right now. It's going to be a tight race, and anybody can beat anybody on a given night. So
I think it's one of the most competitive conferences in the country, top to bottom.
Yeah, that's probably a good assessment. I think there's 5 teams right now. Maybe 6. If I'm mistaken. I think there's 5 teams that's all within one game of first. I think there's 2 teams with 1 loss, and I think 3 with 2 losses. So,
yeah.
It's in every conference in America. It's hard to win road games, and you got to find a way to pick up as many road wins as you can, and then try to protect, obviously your home court, in conference. So, it's a good league. I think it's probably a little bit better than what we get credit for. Part of that's on us, as coaches, going out and scheduling. We need to schedule, tough conference games and then try to win some of those. So I think we've done a good job of that this year, for the most part. And, obviously it's going to be an exciting race down the stretch here.
Well, Coach, that's a great lead in because you don't really go back into conference play now until after, I think it's January 4th. But you got an exhibition on Saturday. That'll be fun for the guys. And then you're going down to Florida. You're going to play, listen to this. I know you already know, Coach. You're going to play Kaiser. Then you're going to play Southeastern. And then you're going to play host. You're going to host Cumberland's. And then when you get back going into AAC play, you're going to play Milligan. You got a tough stretch coming up.
Yeah. I mean, obviously you can't control, conference scheduling. But, we wanted to schedule this way because I think that we have the team to be competitive at the national level, and there's only one way to figure that out, and that's to go play the game.
Yeah.
So we've already played. Trying to think of our schedule. We scheduled Washington Adventist. They were in the tournament last year, and then we played Freed Hardman
at Freed.
Then we're going down to at Freed. Then we got Kaiser and Southeastern, 2 quality teams, and then University of the Cumberlands. And we really have had. I didn't realize it, until we got into it. We really have a 7-game stretch that's going to test us. We played at Bryan, that's where I played. So that's always a tough game mentally for me to.
I wanted to ask you about that. Do they give you a little extra juice when you show up? I know you played there. Do the fans give you some extra juice?
No, I'm old. I'm 33. I think a lot of their students fans
they don't even know who the heck you are.
I played there, but I'm best friend. Me and Don Rukowski, their head coach, we're best friends. We talk pretty much every day.
Oh, nice.
We golf a lot in the summer, so but we had to go there, and then we had CIU, who's playing really well. I think we played them at home. And then we had Pikeville at home. And then we got Kaiser, Southeastern, University of Cumberland, and Milligan. So it's about a 7-game stretch where it's going to be dogfights every night. And just got to find a way to try to win the majority of them.
You were talking about the standings a moment ago. Both CIU and Bryan are 6-1. Pikeville's a half game back, 6-2, and then you're 1 game back at 5-2. Reinhardt's only got 4 wins. But it's last season it was a really good conference race. This season it's one of the best. Anybody who listens to me know I love the conference races because I'll tell you why, Coach, is the ratings just came out this morning, right? And so everybody, we should have been here. We should have, a lot of the best way to success is do well in your conference. Everything else falls into place. So I think the conference races around the country are really the most important, not necessarily the top 25. But, for years, Union dominated at least the public eye of who the conference was. But you guys are much deeper now. Talk about how the conference has changed in the last couple years.
Yeah, Union's kind of been the standard barrier for our conference. I think they've won the last 10 years. And obviously, the coaching change and kind of a late hire, so he's going to get it rolling there, and they'll be back to normal here shortly. He's a good coach, so they'll probably be back to themselves here in a year or so. And obviously we added Pikeville to the conference last year, and so them coming in and making the national tournament last year adds to the conference. CIU's been a standard in our league of winning and making deep tournament runs in the conference. They're obviously really well coached, and Coach Stockman, and a team that's just kind of steady every year in, year out. Brian, where I played, you look up and they're pretty much always in the top 5 of the league or top 6 of the league, and they're very well coached. And I know we're not a new member, but I kind of view us as a new member. We've only been NAIA for 4 years, and obviously the first year or two kind of took a little bit to adjust, and then my first year last year took a big step forward, and I think this year doing that as well. So Pikeville's a new face. I consider us kind of a new face. And then you have the standard teams are always going to be up there. Reinhardt is going to they're always going to be in that race as well. Super talented year in and year out. So the landscape's it's changed a little bit in the conference, but I think the conference has gotten better as a whole.
I want to ask you about a couple of your guys. You get a lot of scoring out of a lot of players. But you have like everybody, you have a core. But I want to know what in the world you feed Tyler Moore. He's one of the top 3-point shooters in the country. He shoots almost 50%. In fact, in conference, he is shooting 50%. He's a stone cold bucket, isn't he?
Yeah, he's doing a good job of for us running the show at the point guard position, recruiting him. We thought that's kind of what he could be. He was actually a freshman of the year at Montevallo. A Division II in that league, and then we got him this past year transferring. So he's done a good job for us, but that's just a reflection of his work ethic. He gets shots up every day after practice. So that's just a reflection of how hard he works and the time and effort he puts into being that quality of a shooter. So that's all on him.
So, Coach, could you mention a couple other guys? Taurus Woods, he's leading you guys almost 19 points a game, and then Mason Lockhart is grabbing every rebound out there. He's averaging over 11 rebounds a game in conference. Those guys are really performing well for you.
Yeah, they are. Taurus is a returning first-team All-AAC player. He is a special player. He plays with an effort that I've never had anyone play with. He's just, you wouldn't think he was averaging 19 points a game with how he practices every day and the effort he puts out. He's the type of kid that thrives in transition, can knock down a three, post up a little bit. And so we're obviously, blessed to have him. And then the straw that stirs the drink's Mason Lockhart. He's a special player. He's special. He's averaging, I think 15 and 10. And we play through him. And like you said, we have a lot of guys on our team, and it's a balanced attack. And we normally have 5 or 6 guys in double digits.
Yeah.
But we've kind of shifted how we played, especially after those back-to-back losses. Mason's very hard to guard in the post. If you don't double team him, it's pretty much a layup every time. So, he's only attempted 9 or 10 shots a game, which can't happen. I mean, we need him shooting the ball 15 to 20 times. And even if it's not, him shooting it, just getting him a touch. We told the guys every other possession he's touching the ball in the post. But last night he shot a season high, I think 17 shots, which was we made a concerted effort to get him the ball.
Okay.
But
is he kind of a glue guy?
He's special. Yeah, I mean, I'm not sure if we'd say he's the glue guy. He's our most important piece for sure.
Okay.
It's what we do. But I think we have a handful of guys I would consider our glue guys.
Okay.
That we can rely on. But it's no secret. We kind of run stuff through him, and he's we challenged him this week to be better defensively. I think at times he worries about getting in foul trouble, but
Yep.
But yeah, so. And then we have, other guys, Isaiah Porter, Kevon Blankenship, Ben Rice, Des Billingsley, Caden Wendell, Dallas Carball. Dallas was freshman of the year last year in the AAC. And, he's been hurt and just got back, and so he's kind of getting back in the flow of things. And he had a good night for us as well. But it's for the most part, night in, night out. It's a team effort and scoring and attacking that way.
Yeah, I think you're playing 9. If my counting's right, I think you're playing 9 guys double-digit minutes. So you're playing a lot of people.
Philosophy is, hopefully it's a long season, and we feel like we have 9 quality guys that should be playing those minutes. So, at times in games, it kind of it helps us out. I feel like at times we can kind of wear on teams with, not having to play guys 30, 35 minutes.
Coach, before I let you go, you were at Eastern Nazarenes, D3 basketball. You're head coach over there. I know you played at Bryan, but when you came over to Johnson, what was the difference to you in being at D3 and then coming over to NAIA? What differences were there?
I mean, there's some. Basketball is basketball. How about say it's nice to recruit with scholarships? At D3, you don't have any athletic scholarships, so you gotta find niche fits for you and your whatever school you're at. But there's really good D3 basketball out there. There's really good NAIA basketball. But I mean, obviously, it's a step up in terms of personally, the type of athlete you're getting, and that's why they're on scholarship.
Right.
But yeah, there's some really good D3 basketball out there, especially in the Northeast and out in the Midwest, and there's levels to every division: Division I, Division II, Division III, NAIA, JUCO. There's really high levels of each and lower levels of each, and at the end of the day, basketball is basketball, and I enjoyed it there, loved it there. I coached at Hartwick College as well as an assistant coach with under Waleed Freed, who's now at Ithaca. But yeah, coming to Johnson, I was naturally, I'm from Knoxville originally. So
yeah, how did a Knoxville guy end up in the Northeast like that?
Well, after college, I wanted to get into college coaching.
Okay.
And Coach Rakowski at Bryan knew the head coach up there, Scott Paulsgrove. He coached at King back in the day.
Okay.
And so, it popped up on Hoop Dirt. He knew him. He made a call, and he hired me as a GA. So I went there as a GA for 2 years, and then over to New York as a full-time assistant for 2 years at Hartwick, and back to ENC as the head coach, and then down.
Yeah.
So all about who you know. Coach Paulsgrove is now at he's now at Bethel coaching the women's team. So,
well, Coach, I really appreciate you giving us the time and giving us some background on the Johnson Royals. I can't wait to see the rest of the season there in the AAC, and hopefully as the season wears on and you get deeper into that conference battle, we can talk some more.
Yeah, no doubt. Appreciate it, and thanks for all you do for small college basketball.
Oh, thank you very much. That's very kind. That's Logan Sharp. He's the head men's basketball coach, Johnson Royals. Thank you, Coach.
Yeah, have a good day.
Hey, thanks a lot to Logan Sharp and to Johnson University as well. That AAC, that race is so competitive. It's just so fun to watch. They kind of beat the heck out of each other in the top 4 or 5 there, and it's really, really tight. And I love a good, tight conference race. Hey, let's keep going with the top 25. We got one left. Well, hold it. We missed one. Hold it. Pause. Nope, my mistake. We didn't miss one. We'll still get it. We're going to just do the Heart of America first. Graceland, brand new to the top 25 this morning. They got beat by Grandview at Grandview. Jackson Young, he had 23 points, 4 rebounds, 7 assists, and he hit a jumper at the buzzer. What an exciting game. Aiden Foster, he had 13 points, 3 rebounds, and 3 assists for Grandview also in the win. So Grandview does not avoid the top 25 jinx. They get beat on the road the day they get into the top 25. They're going to host Central Methodist on Saturday. They go to 10-1. Let's take a look at the Heart real quick. Here's the rest of the games in the Heart. No big surprises. The only surprise was Grandview beating Graceland. Let's look at the standings. Baker and Graceland are still at the top. Peru State is another game back, and then William Penn is another half game back. So Saturday, a bunch of games there. You can see them all right here. Two I would really pay attention to, William Penn and Peru State. These teams are both kind of just at the bottom of that front pack. They both need wins to stay ahead of the curve. And Baker plays Grandview. See if Grandview can pull off a twofer. But Baker's going to want to win to take advantage of that loss by Graceland. Going down to this is the last one for tonight. A brand new addition to the top 25, University of Rio Grande. I had Coach Ryan Arrowwood on the other day. They defeated Midway, so they started the River States 1-0. 77-59, they won tonight. Ethan House, 19 points, 3 rebounds. And Jalen Johnson, he had 17 points, 6 rebounds. So the Red Storm, they go to 9-1. They're going to host Montreat on Friday. Rio Grande has really won some big games. And then Oklahoma, I told you, I have no idea what's going on here with the new top 25, do I? I go conference by conference. Anyway, so the KCAC, Oklahoma Wesleyan, they got a much-needed win. They had to win. They beat Southwestern on the road at Southwestern, 75-71. Yashi McKenzie, he had 12 points, 4 rebounds. Derek Talton Jr., 25 points. Oklahoma Wesleyan, they go to 8-3, and they're going to play Bethel College on Saturday. Let's take a look at the KCAC. Here's the rest of the games in the conference. I'm not going to read. St. Mary won, Ottawa won. No big surprises here. Here's one. Sterling, this is why basketball coaches don't have any hair. Sterling goes and they beat Oklahoma Wesleyan Saturday. Then tonight they host Bethel, and Bethel beats them. As a coach, it's got to drive you crazy. So let's look at the standings here in the KCAC. St. Mary continues to lead the pack. One game back is Friends and Oklahoma Wesleyan. Another half game back is Ottawa. Another half game is Sterling. So coming ahead on Saturday, Ottawa and Sterling, big game, could move the standings. Oklahoma Wesleyan is going to play Bethel. Oklahoma Wesleyan needs a win. They have to keep that pressure on St. Mary. So those are the two games in the KCAC I'd keep an eye on Saturday. Oklahoma Wesleyan at Bethel, Ottawa at Sterling. Well, that's all I got for you tonight. I hope you enjoyed it. We're working on a guest for tomorrow. I can't tell you who it is yet because I don't know. And if you're a coach, or if your coach hasn't been on, get a hold of me on X or Cascade Hoops Talk at gmail.com. We'll get them on. I'd love to get every coach in America on at least once. Wouldn't that be great? Anyway, that's all I have tonight. Make your plans to get out this weekend to a NAIA basketball game. It doesn't matter if your team wins or loses because the hot dogs always taste great. We'll see you next time. This is Billy D. Thank you very much for supporting our podcast. Please like and subscribe. Get out to your local NAIA school because NAIA basketball is the best entertainment value in America.